Hello miners, Ruffy coming at you. Today we're taking a look at the sixth and last Twosun video I'm going to be shooting in this series. This is the Twosun 380 and it's a Roman, oh gosh I can't remember his name, Polynkevych. He goes RP2 on Instagram, and it's a very popular Twosun knife in 14C, 28N. We'll get into the goodies. There's lots of reviews out there on this, by the way. Neves happens to love this knife, and Sharif Magnus also says Roman is a friend of his. We got carbon fiber and titanium with a very long back spacer here. We have lanyard loop and a titanium milled clip that is attachable from the inside. And Sharif pointed out that the position of this clip happens to be off center, and it's off center to the high side, and he likes that and I do not, and we'll go over more of that in a minute. But does have multiple means of deployment and some aggressive jimping here. And I suggested on Sharif's channel that Roman named this thing the Machine, because when I took this apart, well, we'll start with the outside. You know how he did this blade right there, and again when I took this apart, these are T6 screws, which is unusual for Twosun, but I think he needed to do that because he made the adjustment in the pocket clip. Anyways, I took all the screws out and this thing still held together like a glove. I got a little tri-bar to pull it apart. It is, in my opinion, machined very well. And we'll have evidence of that in the close. That's how you want these things to close. So it does have multiple deployments. You do want to flick it on the lower side. When you get up, if you try to get a little higher, it locks me in. And then you thumb stud it or thumb open it on the higher side here. And you can do, what do they call that? Light switch or push button. Mine has this little noise when it opens, kind of a scraping noise, but I think that'll come out. And got a I guess we'll say robust style blade here. It's a flat grind, and there I go, you just touch it and it takes all your fingerprints. But flat grind, it's a high flat grind, very stout tip. You guys can see that. So this is not a delicate knife. It's not one for fine use. I do want to address there's no milling on the inside, and that's okay, because he would have had to mill this outside to get that carbon fiber set in there like he did. And by the way, that's a contoured carbon fiber. You can see that on the top here. So he milled the outside here and put that in, and that would make this knife lighter. It's not a light knife. You're going to notice it's there. Very robust, very strong. Take a peek at the lock up there. And when you put the carbon fiber over that, it's not going to interfere when you're doing, playing with it, that kind of thing. So, you put your finger right on top of the lock and it doesn't interfere with opening the knife. So, it does have rather little bit of a late detent. Okay, so we're stuck there, but this drop her down, let it hit your thumb there and you're past, and that is almost perfect drop. So we're 5 for 5 on sharpness with the Twosuns. How'd this one do? Okay, so right back here towards the heel doesn't quite have the edge. So I think I'll deburr this a little bit, hone it, and I'll bet you we'll be there. Reminds me a lot like, you remember this knife almost made it into my favorite pocket knife list when I was trying to find one because of all the deployments, and it didn't quite get there because, one, it didn't come until after I released the series. 2, doesn't quite have the belly that I was hoping for, little drop down belly like this one. So you can see how this has more belly right here. But this is the Bridgeport Knife Company $3.95, and I do like this one. This one is the Para 3 killer. You can open it with the thumb studs, or excuse me, finger flick it. And the model I have has thumb studs. And my dog is having a tough time. The lawn fertilizer guy came and she can't be out in her yard for another couple hours stepping into the fertilizer. Hey, quiet down. So sorry about that, guys. Anyways, back to this. This is OEM by Kubi, and very nice action on this detent. So what is it? You have to stay inside. That's cinnamon. Okay, you guys probably don't know that, like, this is a 3-inch blade approximately, so that would make this one 3.5. I'll put the descriptions put the specs in the description. Another knife I'll bring out for comparison if you guys are looking for a budget work knife is the Satin ST128. It's in D2, and this one's going to be a very workable knife. You can use this one. It's a user. So nice tall flat grind, and for $24. Sometimes I'll put these on sale for, I want to say $17. You're going to get yourself a very, very good hard use knife. For me, I do feel, you know, the G10 doesn't quite cover these liners, so I do feel that. Let's talk ergos on this one. As I mentioned, that pocket clip is a hot spot for me. If I hold the knife like I normally do, and I let the knife kind of fall down in my fingers, you know, down into this part, so your fingers will give you the strength when you're holding on to the knife, and it's not comfortable here. Now what I found is you kind of adjust that. So bring this into your palm, okay, and I still get a good grip, and now I don't feel the pocket clip. Okay, that's very comfortable. I can squeeze hard. I got white nickels going on here, and it's comfortable. So for me, you just kind of adjust that up, move that up a little bit into your palm, still get a nice grip on it, and then you just have to modify how I normally hold the knife. So that's about it on this, and hope you guys enjoyed the Twosun series. Twosun is a brand that I'll keep my eye out for, and I will still add to my collection. 6-leaf Kubi, Civivi, Kaiser. I'll be looking for good ones in there. So thank you guys for sticking around. I'm gonna run some videos after this that I've already shot. So some of those videos, you might see me with a band-aid. My cut is healing. It's been 2 weeks since I did that, for those of you who followed along. But you might see me with a Band-Aid in the future just because I'm releasing those videos later. Doesn't mean I cut myself again, although I probably will. Alright, thanks guys. Hey, I forgot to mention, if you're looking for other budget knives like this, look for the 6-leaf SL20. I'll put an image up here. And also, I was thinking about buying petrified fish bunta. And the 6-leaf 20 and the petrified bunta are probably about the same size as this. They're both in D2, and they run $40 and $30 for the 6-leaf, and then the petrified fish, something like $32. And I'll put a picture up and in this video.